See, I got a question. Because you're always around Tony when people go, holy shit, Tony Hawk. And you've had that since you were little. Like, I feel like it doesn't happen as much as him, but it did to me. But I've had people, when my kids were little, go, holy shit, you're Jason Ellis. And I've seen my son go, what? Like, who cares? It's Dad.
Yeah.
And then the dynamic of, move, kid. I want to take a photo with this guy. And I'm like, hey, man, that's my son. Like,
no, I don't think anything like that has ever happened.
No, but that's not the question is like, have you ever, like, does it ever get weird to you, or are you so used to it? Like, now people...
I think one thing that, like, you kind of instilled in me when I was young is how important those moments are to people, even if you don't realize it. And I think that kind of changed my perspective of allowing someone to have that moment, because that's something that they don't, maybe ever get again in their lifetime, where they see this person that they really look up to, and it instilled also, you would explain, when you give these people that time of day and you let them have this conversation for a second, it goes so much farther to them than you would ever imagine. If you are a dick or whatever the situation is,
that's
then they definitely are going to remember that.
It's because I had those experiences with
but I think it made me think differently about those moments, how it's super important to them, and it's okay to just let them have that. I mean, there are times when, a conversation is getting dragged on and someone has to maybe save you from it, but
because he can't save himself, because then he's a dick.
I'm the same way though. I'll just sit there and just take it. And
are you approachable? I'm not trying to curse you when you're in public right now, but people see,
because of that reason, if someone comes up to me,
the way he explains it, it's not forced. He's genuinely.
I'm not trying to be nice at it, just so I don't look like a dick to people, but
he has a genuine moments in conversation,
right?
But I think we both have a really good way of ending interactions that are, if people are drunk or if it's excessive.
Yeah.
There are subtle ways of, it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's nuanced.
Show me.
There's other ways of having closure to a conversation.
Yeah.
You're like, cool. Good to see you. All right.
Oh yeah. I've seen you do that.
Or I gotta go, or I don't know.
But you can find an end point.
All right.
Yeah. But then there are sometimes genuine conversations that I'll have with someone that come up to me where they know a certain person that I know, and there is something that an interesting point to talk about. But there are times when I don't know, there's people that can just ramble about stuff forever, and someone has to kind of end the conversation, otherwise you just get stuck there forever. But
right.
But Kathy's good at saving me from those.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but I think just like we were saying, just being more, I guess, understanding of how important that moment is to someone makes
you get it.
Just see differently. I mean, most of the time it's obviously with him. So if I'm with him or we're with the family, everyone, like the family will just keep kind of talking to ourselves amongst ourselves and let him have the moment. I feel like a lot of people are pretty good about understanding, like, I just have this, whatever time, 30 seconds real quick to say what's up, say I'm a fan, and get a photo, and then kind of
I think it's more just because I'm older, and so there are grown ass adults that are
right. They catch on.
Kids, for sure. But I see you. I see you maneuver through the situations with grace, and I think it's really cool.
She learned from him.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
right.
Yeah, but it's not just learn. It is the will. It's like you'll try. You're willing to try.
We're both patient people when it comes to that type of interaction. That's for sure.
But I think you're willing to put in the effort too, and that says a lot.
Yeah, if you're willing to at least put in a little effort to meet them halfway, it feels a little more, I guess, like an interaction than just this like chore you have to do.
You're making me feel bad. I feel like I'm a dick sometimes.
But I get where it can
super stoked when people recognize you.
I get where it can be times that it feels, it can feel sort of forced or harsh sometimes, for sure.
I get a weird one if someone is, I feel like, lying.
I can tell you
where
can tell
where
when
I'm
someone
like-
has a weird intention. I feel like
Yeah,
pretty quick.
And that one,
Well, yeah,
I
and-
wish I could handle more like you two, where I feel like instead I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
because it's it's like, hey man, like remember me, and I'm like, no, and they're like, what do you mean you don't remember me?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't remember you. Like, first of all, I barely know who I am.
Yeah.
But like, and have we met? No, but I've DM'd you on Instagram, and I'm like, well, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I should be like, oh, cool. I should be like, hey man, that's cool. Hey, hey,
Right on. Yeah.
and do a Tony instead of because
And that's me.
I puff up.
Hey, hey.
I think you just I don't
Hey,
know.
hey,
I
Toto.
feel like if you just let them have the win, it will just save you a lot of mental
Yeah, because
But Riley grew up.
mental time.
You know, he
and
grew up and he
stress.
had to have a built-in sort of BS detector because he'd go to school. People knew his last name.
right.
There was a lot of that. So I feel like you developed that way of knowing what the intentions are. And now, I mean, with you and Francis, that makes it extra hard.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
just
you
don't
have
know.
that detector, so you kind of know.
That's true. Yes, absolutely.
Like when a
Yeah.
conversation starts, you know that the person's
Yeah.
intentions are
You
not.
can tell when someone has just has like a weird energy, and you can tell that the
Yeah.
conversation is going to go in a way that isn't going to
Yeah.
end well for anyone, you know.
And
like,
how do you handle that? Like the same way?
I mean, I don't know. I guess situational. Like it would just if they were. That's the thing. I just don't think anyone. No one really says anything too. Like disrespectful or outlandish in person. It's always online. You're gonna get all that type of
Right,
stuff, but in
which is-
person you don't really ever get it. And if that was the case, then I guess it's just situational. Whatever